Well, hello. Welcome back to the Thick AF podcast.
Welcome to the Thick AF cave. We are
to the
live.
Cave. To the cave. Ooh.
Emily made me turn our live sign on before we started. She said it helps with her vibes.
Yeah, if you don't have the sign that says live, I mean, we aren't live technically, but we are to ourselves while we're recording
exactly.
this. Just not live to everyone else.
So if the sign's on, the recordings don't happen.
Yes. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. I'm glad to see your face.
I know. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, girl. So, what's been going on with you?
Not a whole lot. Been on kind of additional dog duty a little bit this week. Brandon is dog sitting for his sister while they are at the beach with their little girls for spring break. And so we've got 2 extra dogs, a black lab and a chocolate pit bull mix, and they're the sweetest, bestest dogs. And Jolene has had the time of her life while they've been around.
Oh, that's so sweet. What are their names?
Rocky and Telly.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Rocky and Bullwinkle.
No, Rocky and Telly.
Telly Belly. Like Teletubby, kind of?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, so I went over the weekend to Atlanta for a last minute trip.
I know. I didn't even know you. I was like, hey, do you want to come to the pool? And you're like, I'm going to Atlanta last minute.
Rose was like, last minute trip to Atlanta.
What band did y'all go see?
We saw Big Wild.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
Well, it's a dude. I mean, I guess he does have like a female band, which I kind of want to get into this actually. So everybody was like talking about, oh, he has an all female band, and he does. I mean, I think all the like guitar, like everybody in the band part is female to my knowledge. But like, they're like, oh, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. And, you know, women coming to be in the whole all female band. But I'm like, but they're still being led by a white man.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they're not the headliner. He is.
Right.
Like he is the. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that.
I mean,
I get it. Like,
folks
cool.
want to give us? Do they want us to give them a cookie or something?
Yeah, I'm like yeah, cool, but like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, did you have fun?
We had a ton of fun. We had a ton of fun.
Where was it at?
It was at the. I forgot what the place. The E starts with an E, not the Element. Oh crap!
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called.
I don't know why I'm asking because like I really wouldn't know anyways, except for like a couple of venues.
Yeah, it was good though. We had a good time. Yeah, and we went to like before that we went.
Did y'all spend the night?
Like Piedmont Park. Oh my God! Yes, we spent the night. We went to Piedmont Park, and I learned that I can't remember. I looked it up the other day. I can't remember how many years ago. I think it might have been not that long ago. At first, I thought it might have been like 10 years ago, but I think it was only in like 2019 or something, which is gaining on 10 years. But no, it's not really. It's like 5 years, right? Yeah.
4.
I can't do math. But this girl and her dog were murdered in Piedmont Park. Like she was walking her dog and they were stabbed. Like they stabbed the dog, left her there, stabbed her like, I think that her head was stabbed like 20 something times. Her body was stabbed like 50 something times, and they carved the words fat into her stomach, which, okay. So I believe was a lesbian, and she wasn't really fat though. So what I thought was weird is one of the girls that was with us, said that she thought that possibly it was supposed to be fag that was carved into her, but they thought that it said fat, I guess. I don't know, because she wasn't
make
fat.
It any better.
Right. Either way. I mean, it's just like
I did not know that's what you were going to say.
They cut her boobs out off, I think,
and
like cut her eye. It's like the craziest thing. Left her for dead in the park.
Either way.
And her girlfriend found her and her dead dog and their dog in the park. Like just, and it was in the middle, like, and they still haven't solved it. This person's still in the loose. Like nobody knows. I mean, unless they got arrested for something else, but like, yeah.
I didn't know that you were going to say that because I've been to the Piedmont Park area before, but it was for an entirely different reason.
For like Music Midtown or something?
We just went to the Nook that day and got like fishbowl margaritas, and they have tachos, like nachos made with tater tots.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I only have like had an upbeat experience there, so I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, whoa. But apparently there are like podcasts and stuff about it. I need to look them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I looked up some of the stuff over the weekend when Rose and I were together, and I was like, we were at lunch, and I was like, wow, this is actually, I mean, it's crazy that especially that they haven't found the person that did it yet, and that it happened in that such a, like, even at nighttime, that park is like super crazy busy.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild. So, I don't know.
Well,
not to be a Debbie
interesting.
Downer
I
or
was
anything,
gonna
but
say.
yeah, we had a great time. Yeah.
Well, I'll also bring some negative news.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
No, I'm not really. I was talking to my mom on the way over here, and you know, it's been a little chilly here today, but the high was still 68. But when I talked to her, she answered the phone and she was telling my stepdad, get the chicken started. And I was like, Mom, what? Like, what's the deal? And she's like, we're about to get a storm. We're getting a squall. Squall's coming. It'll be here in an hour. Yes.
What is a squall?
So I
winter is coming.
I pulled up the definition. So this
Did you really? That's
yes.
so funny because I don't know.
So this is March the
like
29th
a
today
bird
as
does.
we record. My mom lives in very, very, very upstate New York. And so a squall is a sudden violent gust of wind or a localized storm, especially one bringing rain, snow, or sleet. So it's only supposed to happen for like a couple of hours, but the roads are supposed to get, you know, wicked icy, and then the visibility is just going to be terrible from the snow. So in case they lose power, they were trying to go ahead and cook dinner before they lose power. So
they should get some extra dinner too, just in case they lose power.
Well, I told my mom, I was like, you need to call Josie's and order some pizza. She was like, no, we're not doing that tonight. And I was like, okay. Like,
yeah, okay.
Whatever. And she was like, I just can't wait to get down there. She was like, you know, I just need to stay, you know, healthy for the next couple of years and I can retire. And I was like, well, girl, that don't mean you can get not healthy and start breaking after that. Like, you want to live in your retirement. She was like, yeah, wouldn't it be a bitch if we came down south for, you know, several months in the winter and it just wasn't sunny? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
No, it might be not sunny for like a day. Yeah, this squall just sounds like something a bird would say, like squall, squall,
yeah,
squall.
for
Like, and I
sure.
thought she got that from like Game of Thrones.
And I knew what it meant just because I've heard her say it before, but I wanted to look up the definition before we got here, so I could let everybody know. So
Interesting, a squall.
it just made me laugh because like I've been out at the pool 3 or 4 times now, and they're getting snow.
Well, you know what? Squall would be a good name for a band too, I think. Squall.
The Dirty Squall.
Oh, the Dirty Squalls.
Yeah.
Dirty Squall. Yeah.
Anyways, that's my news.
All right, let's jump right into this FMK for the day, for the week. Okay,
Yeah.
so this whole episode, we're going to be discussing our
Love
favorite
is
show.
Blind.
Well, our favorite mutual show,
Yeah.
I think. Love is Blind, yeah.
Yeah.
And because I think, is that your favorite show out of even like the house or all your shows that you watch, Housewives and stuff?
No, it's my favorite Netflix show.
Okay, so between me and Sarah, it's our favorite show
Yes.
together because she likes the other shows that I don't really watch and get into, but I like this. So today is the Love is Blind episode, part 1, because not part 1. I'm saying part 1 because we're going to be talking about this as it goes because we have only listened.
There's been, 5 episodes,
Yeah,
I think?
yeah,
and
5 or
then
so.
more come out on Friday.
Yeah, and so
March
we're
31st, yeah. So as this airs, all the episodes will be available for streaming.
Yeah. So I texted Sarah the other day. I was like, have you started Love is Blind yet? It was the first day it came out. I didn't even know it had come out. And I popped up Netflix and I was like, oh, there it is. And I started watching it and it was so good. And I was like, have you started it yet? And she's like, I've only watched part of it. I was like, you better start watching because we got to watch this. She's like, I'm going to bed. I'm so tired, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you need to stay up and watch this.
But
It's so good.
But I did binge it throughout the weekend though, so I could finish
Yes.
it and make sure that I was prepared. So like I did no last minute watching. I can't even remember when I finished it, but I did.
Well, so yeah, I did text her on, was it Sunday? And I was like, have you done everything? Or it might have been Monday. I think it was Monday. I was like, hey, have you watched everything so that we can talk about it? And she's like, no, I'm already done. And I was like, oh, I better catch up. Like I said, can we be on the same episode?
Yes. And I said, well, I'm done, so you better finish.
So I finished because I had binged that first night when I came on last Friday. I was like, I watched like the first like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
there were. But so yeah, I finished it, and then I started watching. I realized I hadn't seen season 2, so I started watching that. So, anyways, our FMK is going to be
It's going to be the guys and the girls of the couples who matched.
well, not all of them. So we're
No,
only
not all
picking
of
3.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the men, for the boys, FMK, Kwame, Zach, and Paul. And Kwame is. I'm just gonna stop there. Okay, you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't necessarily think all 3 of them are tool bags. But I feel very strongly about poor Paul. Just, I don't know. He's weird, and he needs to, I think he might need a little bit of therapy if he's not already in it, and he needs some.
Why do you think he needs therapy?
Some social skills, because he had a traumatic childhood.
Wait, what was the traumatic childhood?
His mom was a stripper.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that was Paul? I thought that was Zach. That was Zach. No, that was Zach.
Yes,
you talking about
you're
Zach
right.
or Paul?
You're right. Okay, I can't see. Should we?
You can't see him.
She
I'll make
made
him bigger.
thumbnails over here, but the computer's too far away from me, so I can't read. Okay, I'm talking about Zach. Yes, he needs some therapy and some social skills.
He's not a scientist. He's the criminal defense attorney too.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And then Paul is the environmental scientist. I'm okay with him. He doesn't thrill me or anything, but I don't think that he's like a raging douchebag. And then Kwame. He's like a reincarnated SK from the previous season who's going to be a cheater, pumpkin eater. So I'm killing him.
Wait, did SK cheat?
Hell yeah.
Why do I not remember him cheating?
Yeah. So you had.
I loved her. Oh yeah, I have watched all. Oh yes, I have. I think I did.
Well, if you watched After the Altar, you would have seen where SK proposed to her again.
Oh snap!
And then they. I think announced it at they announced that they were dating at the reunion, and then there was another thing that came out, and he cheated
I didn't see
again.
that part. Okay,
so they are donezo.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Kwame, so this is. I'm just gonna say that this is our first impressions based on the first couple episodes.
Yeah,
we may change our mind. We should probably come back next time and do.
Yeah, I'm
them
totally
again.
fine with that.
But so you are gonna kill.
I'm gonna kill Kwame. I'm going to fuck Zach, and I'm gonna marry Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same. Same. Wait. Yes. I'm going to. Yeah. Same for me.
I mean, the only other thing I would do is marry Zach and fuck Paul. Like, that's interchangeable. Kwame is a no holds bar. Like, he's gone.
No, he's done. Yeah, Dunzo, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you screwed up. And he seemed in the beginning like he was going to be a good dude.
100%.
And then here he comes, like, being like, and basically he just wants to be on that show. He just went to Chelsea because he was like, oh, I can't get, who was it? Micah?
Yeah.
Which honestly, like Micah and Kwame, I can't see them together at all.
I know. I have to, like, when Jessica was on in one of our earlier episodes, I talked about like the initial impression and appearance of the folks that were going to be on the show and them being, you know, slightly less attractive than previous seasons. And I thought that was going to end up being a good thing because it meant that these people don't just want to be on the show. I'm a liar. That was the wrong impression to have,
right?
Because there are definitely people on this season who just want to be on TV.
Yeah, in my opinion, Kwame is the least attractive of the dudes that made it. I don't know. I didn't get to see much of the other guys that didn't make it, but like Kwame, no, and he's the one that's just like up there, like trying to be whoever he is. But I don't know. We're gonna move on to the girls, and we'll get into the details of the couples later.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the female situation, we got Micah, Irina, and Chelsea. And I want to go first on this one because I feel very, very strongly about this. Irina, you suck. Like, you just suck. You sucked to begin with. You sucked in the pods. You didn't suck with the dudes. Well, you kind of did. But like with the girls in the living space, she was such a, you know what?
Well, she was sneaky and stuff.
Yeah, and she was like
giving
hiding
one
behind
of that girl, I think it was Amber, who got the flowers at one point.
Yeah.
Being like, oh my God, those are so pretty, when she brought flowers back or whatever, and then immediately turned around and was talking shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you are just a mean girl.
Worst. And then, but like Micah was her friend in there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they are kind of like, Irina likes Micah's boo. Who was it? Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul. So, okay. So I'm killing Irina, for sure. I'm gonna fuck Micah because she's friends with Irina, and I think she's kind of cute. Like but she's also. I kind of want to kill her too, but I'm killing Irina. She's worse. Micah sucks because of the way that she's treating Paul, even though I kind of think Paul might be oblivious to it, but like she's like going over there and talking to Kwame.
I think that's very fair.
And Chelsea, I'm gonna marry her because she is like just taking the punches, like, and just like I hate it for her.
She's giving bad bitch energy for sure.
Yeah, and like, she's just like, yeah, she's
not putting up with bullshit. She's not gonna be taken through the ringer.
But she's not also like starting drama about it. Like she's like letting she's like letting Kwame go and talk to Micah. But then when it starts to get a little weird, she's like, no, this needs to be handled.
Yeah, if she had approached them when all of them were drinking, when they were talking in the pool, Kwame and Micah, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah,
and she's a grown. I mean, how old is she?
31.
31. I want to know if that is the correct age. And the only reason why I say that is because I remember her saying at one point something about 36 years of my life.
That was Tiffany.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because I remember that there was a whole thing. Yeah. And she was like, and she went into her age and stuff about how, because she's 37.
I thought it was Chelsea for some reason. So thank you for keeping me honest.
Yeah. So she does kind of look like she might be older, but
I don't know if she's 31.
Well, it says 31 on the website, so I don't know.
But anyway, okay. So I think I have to do exactly what you did with the dudes, and I got to side with you on this one. I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Irina can kick rocks, and I mean...
kick rocks, Irina.
Yeah. Micah would probably be a good time in bed, and Chelsea would be like, you're ride or die.
Yeah, for sure. Irina, you suck. You
Emily is literally
suck.
just looking at her photo and like talking
and
to
she's
it,
not even cute
suck.
either. Like, and she's like going around like pretending like she's like the cutest girl of all of them. Like, no, I mean she's okay, but like, no, you are not the cutest of them.
I think it's great to have confidence, but not when it's mean girl confidence.
Exactly.
Well, she's also how old? 26 years old.
Yeah, but like still. That's old enough to not be like that. I mean,
it is old enough to not act like that, but, you know, it sounds also like her background was probably a little difficult and traumatizing, and sometimes when things happen like that and, you know, an adolescent age, then you know, kind of stop maturing.
Well, it says on here that she's a business owner. Do you remember what she said? They said she does for...
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Like... What type of business? She's probably, at least it doesn't say marketing. She's probably entrepreneur.
Maybe she's in multi-level
means
marketing.
Nothing. Yeah, probably. Okay, so let's jump into like the rest of this Love is Blind. So first thing I want to...
Can I start? Just hear me out on this one. So Melanie says, here's my hot take, and possibly a premature hot take, but I don't think so. I think Micah is a bitch, and I think she's always been a bitch. I think she's exactly the kind of mean girl who would have made Irina feel like shit because of her acne and her immigrant family. And I think she's using everyone to win, and she's not a winner. She's a loser. And if I haven't said it yet, a bitch.
Is that the only thing she said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I completely agree. Like, I can see that. But it kind of seems like maybe Micah is the one that was like egging on Irina, but like
I agree with that
because at one point she was like, "Go listen to them."
Yes, exactly.
And like Irina went and like hid behind the.
Irina did the dirty work. Micah was pulling the puppet strings. Is how I feel about it,
right?
Because there shouldn't have been any like Micah should have let Amber, who's the girl that Paul, you know, said, you know, no to, and I don't want to continue this anymore. She was a flight attendant. She was a real cute girl, and she had been married twice before, but there's no need for that. If she's coming in crying, girl, you know he just dumped her. Let it live. Let her have her moment. Why do you need to know the details? Ask your man the next time you talk to him.
Right, yeah.
But don't, like, sit there and, you know, try to overhear what's going on with this poor girl sitting in the corner crying.
Yeah, that was just like drama annoying. But you know what? I guess it's good for the show. So I have a question about this. Okay, so let me just away from the Micah thing. So when they go on a date, do they not know who's in the pod when they go on the dates? Because have you noticed they'll go in there and be like, "Hey, I thought it was someone. I thought it was the other person," or.
It sounds like they don't. And the only reason why I say this is because in season 2, Shane mistook Natalie for Shayna at one point. So I don't think that they know who they're meeting with. I think that they're just being told that they have a date.
Yeah, so I get confused on whether or not they like know, because they'll come in. They're like, "Hey, who's this?" Or like, I think in season 2 when I went back, it was the guy that you told me, what was his name again?
Yeah, Shane
Shane,
got Natalie and Shayna mixed up.
Yeah.
And Natalie was like so upset.
Yeah, and then that's how it kind of like all fell apart, I think.
Yeah.
It was like real bad.
Well, and I think you gotta think that they probably do that for that specific purpose of, you know, they can't see each other. They are talking to these people for hours on end, and they should, you know, recognize their voice. So I think producers do that on purpose.
Well, but okay, so I wonder, do they like have like process of elimination where like, okay, well, I don't want to date you anymore, so you're no longer on my list, and they're not going to put me in the same room with you anymore, or like how does that's where I get confused.
I don't know. There's a girl, the girl named Kelly, from season 1 has definitely put some like TikToks and Instagram stories and stuff out there giving like a little bit of the behind the scenes information. And I can't remember exactly what she said. I sent it to Leanne and Jessica one time, and I should go pull it back up. But I'm sure, you know, that we could dig into that and figure out exactly, you know, how they do that.
Yeah,
but,
I think it's
I mean,
wild.
they're up till wee hours of the morning sometimes, which is exactly why Tiffany fell asleep on Brett.
Oh my God.
time.
Yeah, that was the first thing on my list.
I know.
Is that,
well, yeah.
Tiffany, but Tiffany and Brett were like, he was about to show, like, basically tell her that he was going to propose to her.
He was telling her that.
He was saying, I really like, I love you, those things.
Yes.
And she freaking fell asleep on him. She was like snoring.
Oh yeah, she was out. And then, you know, Melanie had messaged me and she was like, do you think she passed out because she was drunk? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I do know that they're up till all hours of the night. They're clearly drinking because sometimes they are sloppy. And when the girls,
they came back,
they were like, get her some
let's
water.
Get her some water. Yeah, like, let's get her. And she was just like, yeah, party. Like, she didn't even, like, if I had fallen asleep and I woke up, the first thing I would have thought was, oh, snap, I fell asleep on my date.
She did feel bad.
She did feel bad, but like, she woke up and it was just like, they were all dancing and stuff. And she was like,
it took her a minute to realize what happened. And Brett was pissed. He was like, I'm done.
Yes, he was done. Poor Brett, though. I was sad for him, and I was like, when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, you have to watch this.
Listen,
it's so good.
when he came back in there and they did meet again, the first thing that she did was apologize and acknowledge, you know, his feelings.
I'm surprised he even went back in there.
Well, he may not have a choice to go back in there. They're gonna make him have a conversation after something like that, for
you think
sure.
So?
For TV, hell yeah.
Oh,
absolutely, they're gonna do that. Producers don't care about people's feelings, okay?
Well, but he could just up and leave. Like, does he have a contract that says that he can't leave whenever he wants to?
Who knows? We don't know. But I will suggest this, just a random, what do you call it? Rec. Watch, what's it called? Unreal, I think. And I can't remember if it was on like Lifetime or what TV station it was on, but it was a show about like almost like a bachelorette type situation, but it was the plot revolved around the producers and showrunners of the show, and it was not a reality show. This was like a scripted TV show. There were like 3 seasons, and it is wild. The things, how these producers produce these people when it's an unscripted reality show type thing. You know, they're there to poke and prod and ask the questions that viewers have, or based on, you know, the footage that's been captured or whatever. And so, you know, that they don't care about those feelings. They're gonna make him go back in there and talk to her. Absolutely.
So yeah, that was, I mean, I was surprised. All right, so how do you feel about Brett and Tiffany? Like, what do you think about their whole relationship?
I think out of all of the couples, they are definitely going to be the most likely to make it to the end.
Yeah, same.
I feel like they're the oldest in the group. First of all, he's 36 and she's 37, and I think that they are going to be the most mature. I still think, you know, at this point in time, they haven't gotten back to the real world, you know, to do the last like 3 weeks or whatever it is before they get to, you know, the wedding day or whatever. But as of, you know, right now, I definitely think they're going to make it.
I agree. I agree with that.
Something wild is going to have to happen to change my mind on that.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, so let's move on to Kwame and old blonde girl Micah. So, in the beginning, so Kwame doesn't end up with Micah because Micah chooses Paul. So she broke up. I guess did Paul come and say, "Hey, I want to be with you," and then that's when Michael was like, "Okay, I'm going to go tell Kwame." Or did she? I can't remember.
She kept using the phrase slow burn.
Yes, I was so confused.
I know. I am too. And
she was like, it needs to be a slow burn. And I was like, huh?
This is my take on that. I think that is her way of participating in this show, but also letting the men know she's not going to give it up in the bedroom.
I didn't get that vibe, but that's an interesting take on that. I was thinking that she was trying to say it should be a slow burn because she was trying to take it slow. And I think that Kwame was like jumping in real fast, well, I think
we're saying the same thing ish.
Oh,
yeah.
But you mean give it up like sex, right?
I do. But I mean, I think that she's using that phrase to say exactly what you just said, take the relationship slow. But I also think it was like the underlying tone was, don't expect to get in my pants on this honeymoon.
Well, but she said that to Kwame.
She said the same thing
when she was
Paul.
Breaking up with Kwame.
She said the same thing to Paul when she accepted his proposal.
But why would she say it to Kwame if she was breaking up with him?
I don't know.
She was like, it's supposed to be a slow burn, so basically no. I was thinking that is maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like, I have no idea. I thought that was odd. But I thought what was really messed up was that she broke up with Kwame after she told them they were good together. Or like whatever she said. She was like, oh. And even he was like, I don't know about y'all, but I think that's messed up, right? And I was like, yeah, like I'm surprised nobody's, like I was like, didn't she just go to him and say she wanted to be with him basically? And then as soon as she talked to Paul and he was like, I'm going to be with you. She was like, just kidding. Peace out, Kwame.
100%. I think that she was stringing both along until she got far enough with whoever she felt, most comfortable, compatible with or whatever. And I think she's figuring out now that she probably made the wrong choice because the question of, them, Micah and Kwame not ending up together keeps popping up.
Well, I know Paul is weird, but he's really attractive.
Oh, he's very cute and he has a good job and he seems like a genuinely good person.
But I mean, yeah, yes, but okay, I think he's a genuinely good person, but he's weird and he looks, okay, what's weird is he looks kind of like a Brody.
Brody Jenner?
But like not well, yeah, he looks like Brody Jenner too, but he like any Brody. He looks like his name should be Brody and he's like a bro's bro. Like he looks like and he talks like it.
I don't get those vibes at all. I think he's oblivious. I think that he lives in environmental science world and he might lack some social skills also, but I do not get bro vibes.
He talks like he's a bro, like a surfer dude, but he doesn't. He like is weird. It's very strange. And then did you hear him talk about the type of girls that he used to date?
I didn't pick up on it.
He like before this, he would normally date girls that were like artists and they were more granola and they were kind of hippie and they would wear they would have like paint all over them and like overalls or whatever. And I was like, what? And he's like, Micah is very different than what I would normally date. And I'm just like, huh? That's very odd to me. Like, I don't know. Looking at him, I just see more of a dude that's like in a frat.
Oh, I don't at all.
The way that he talks,
disagree.
except for the things that he talks about are weird.
No, I don't get those vibes.
You don't? I don't know why.
Like, he's an environmental scientist. He is granola.
Like my notes when we were watching this it's literally curly head dude is weird AF like a Brody and bros a Brody bros bro is what I put. Curly head dude. and then I put in parentheses Kwame and curly head dude's convo after he broke up with Amber, which I don't really remember what they talked. Oh! They talked about he was
Kwame was like, I can't be happy for him because essentially I know what that means. If he broke up with Amber, he's gonna pick Micah.
Well, no. Paul kept saying something about the villain. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was so weird.
I do.
That whole conversation, he was like, I'm the villain in my own story or something like that. And what's his name? Kwame was like, the funny thing about it is I thought you were the villain in my story or something.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the weirdest part. Oh God. Yeah. So, okay. So what else you got? Like, I have so many notes. Like the girl, this is okay. So we've already talked about how I don't like Irina and you don't like her either. And my note in here, I'm just going to read it straight from this. The girl who is friends with Micah is annoying AF, like listening in on their convo while Amber is crying after she got broken up with. And that was Irina.
I'll tell you what I wrote. I wrote, closed off to Zach, immature during important conversation. He was right to call it off with her, waiting to see if Bliss gives him a second chance.
Oh my gosh. Like,
but
I really
even more,
wonder.
like, it was cringy to watch some of their conversations. Like, it was cringy to watch them meet one another after, proposals or whatever, when she literally sat there and told him that he needed to blink more. Bitch, you are just
that was so weird.
It's so rude.
That was like when they first met, too. I was like, when they first met, I was like, whoa, it's not going to work out.
When they had the conversation that was like the pre-conversation to the actual, like, let's break it off, when they were like outside in like a cabana situation, this dumb girl is sitting there not answering and responding to anything that he's saying.
Nothing. She's like walking away from it. Like,
she
put a pillow over her head.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was like, if you don't like me, just let me know. And like, we can squash this and call it a day. And she's just stringing it out.
She just wanted to stay on the show and not have to go away from Paradise and be able to hang out with Paul.
I mean, it is just the wildest thing to me. And when she put that pillow over her face, I wanted to come through that damn TV.
She said,
and pull
keep talking.
Her hair.
I'm listening. Or she said, keep talking. I can hear you, or something like that. And I was like,
that is so immature and just completely disrespectful. Like, this man chose you sight unseen. He is trying to make an effort to go through this experiment and this process with you. And you are being an asshole.
Yeah, she was mean about it. Like,
yes.
She wasn't. I know like, how it is.
I'm so sorry I can't meet you, halfway with this. I just, I'm not feeling it. She was just like, almost like ghosting him in person.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and so I know how it is to kind of like try to date somebody and like not be able to jump on that like sexual attraction boat, I guess.
Yeah.
Train, whatever you want to call it. But hopefully I was not like the type of person that would just like be blatantly rude about. She was so rude.
I feel like there's a huge difference in the way that she acted. She didn't even have to have sex with this man. That's not what it was about.
No.
She wasn't even giving him the time of day to get to
talk
know
to him. Yeah.
Like
no. She had already talked to him and she apparently really liked him because she accepted his proposal.
Right.
So why can't she talk to him now?
I mean, it was just wild to me.
Yeah.
It was like, reminds me of, this is the analogy I'm going to give for her. She is an internet troll who is sitting behind a keyboard and is a little keyboard warrior troll, writing all these mean things about people and whatever. And then a sleuth like helps find her on the internet, and somebody that she's wrong approaches her and she's like, I don't know how to talk.
Just kidding. Yeah, can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, that she's the worst. She's legit the worst. Okay, so so the first couple, let's kind of dial it back on the Irina for a minute because she drives me crazy. The first couple that the first guy that proposes is Brett, and is it Tiffany?
Yep.
To Tiffany. And she's the one that fell asleep, and we talked about that already, which was crazy. But then, so the next episode, they do the reveal, and I don't know. Did you notice anything about the reveal that was weird?
There specifically?
Well, like all of them. I just noticed some things. Like Brett's outfit was weird. It was like a sparkly rose gold kind of looking like jacket with a white turtleneck, and his jacket matched her eyeshadow. Like they had already planned this. Like it was weird.
I mean, they might be able to have that conversation. What would keep them from having that conversation of like, let's match?
I don't know. I just did not like his outfit with the white turtle. He had white pants on that were too short, which, you know, dudes these days are wearing like the flooding pants. And he didn't have any socks on, I don't think. And he had some like weird, like not weird shoes. The jacket looked like something that a mother-in-law at a wedding would wear. Or like a mother of the bride.
I would have to go back and look.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it for you. Like, it was so bad. But also, he has some big lips, and their kisses were like, whoa. They were like slobbery looking. His lips were like soft, and I could take a nap on those lips. Like it's my
He's
pillow.
the most handsome.
Yeah, he got some nice
I'd let
lips.
him kiss me. Sorry, Brandon.
Okay, so my other question is, like, I know we talked about, like, do they know if they're in the same room, but do the guys have to buy their own ring, or like, how does that work?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I've wondered that. Like, does the show, like, provide that?
I would say the one thing that I have noticed from season 1 until now is the rings have gotten less big.
Well, maybe they don't have enough money.
No, I don't know. I don't know either. I'm just saying. I remember season 1, like, them girls had some nice rings.
I can't remember them showing the actual ring, like, on, like, for us to actually see them. Like, they don't, like, get a close-up or anything on the rings.
I feel like they did in season 1.
But I did see, I can't remember whose it was. It kind of looked small on one of the engagements.
Irina.
Oh, good. Thank God. But he's a criminal defense. Does he work for like the DA? So maybe that's why he didn't. It's small.
But DA?
Yeah, like
doing
that.
Criminal defense?
The district attorney? Yeah.
The district attorney is the one who's prosecuting the criminals.
Oh.
Hey, it was your turn this week to have a faux pas because I messed it up with the Dixie Chick, so now it's you, girl.
Maybe I meant criminal offense attorney. I don't know, but like he just maybe I don't know, like maybe he does only pro bono. I have no idea. The ring probably wasn't even that small. Okay, so moving on to Marshall and Jackie, or Jacquelina, which I like that name, but she's kind of like Jack-o'-lantern. And also, I'm pretty sure she wore an orange dress too in her. Did I write this down? I'm pretty sure she was one of the girls that weren't, like, 2 or 3 of the girls wore an orange dress in the reveal. And I was like, why are y'all wearing the same color? Apparently orange is a new thing.
I mean, I like it.
Me too. I just thought it was weird that they wore the same colors. So, but okay. So how do you think about that?
I think that Marshall is a genuinely nice person.
Same.
I think he was very sweet and patient with her when she was kind of having a panic attack. I am proud of her for letting him in after, she kind of had a moment, and they, took the time to work through that. And I thought that was very nice of him, because that could definitely freak a dude out. You're having a meltdown on your very first vacation together. Like, sometimes.
Wait, she had a meltdown on him?
Yes.
What was
it
her
wasn't
meltdown?
about him. She missed her family. That was all.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
But I thought that was really nice of him to, just be there for her and support her. And
he's my favorite so far.
I know. I think he's a very nice person. I'm very upset about the, clip for the next, episodes that we saw, because they get to fighting, and we'll have to talk about it.
I know,
more.
but I bet you that's just trying to get us engaged in the thing. I bet you it's going to be good.
I hope so. I hope that they last. I think they're very sweet for one another.
Yeah. So, so Marshall told her he was in love with her, and then she said she had another guy or another date, and the dude, I think it was Josh, right? Mm-hmm. He packed his stuff up and was like, if it's not you, I'm going home.
Yes. And I think that is shady AF. That makes it's so manipulative. It made her feel a certain way, and that is why, I'm glad that she told Marshall about it, because if she held that in and then chose Josh just because of this like fear or guilt that she had, then that would be terrible.
Well, but don't you think that it's I don't know if Josh was being shady. I think maybe he was just trying to tell her how he felt, and he was like, "There's nobody else here," and like literally, you're the one. And if it's not you, then I'm going home.
Well, and I mean, that is going to be how it is regardless. I just don't think that that's a fair thing to say to somebody during a process like that, because you just make that person feel bad.
Well, I get that, but it kind of sounds like to me that some of these people wanted the other person to say that. They wanted them to be like, "You're the one," so that they can like do, you know what I mean? Especially the dudes.
I mean, I think that could be a good, affirmation to hear, and put out how you I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference in saying you're the one for me and saying you're the one for me, and if we don't go home together, or if you don't pick me, I'm leaving or whatever. Like, I think there's a difference in putting your feelings out there, being vulnerable in that respect, and saying, this is how I feel about you. But when you add if it's not you, I'm going, that's too much.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, she said that to Marshall, and then Marshall went crazy. My note in here is, oh, snap, Marshall is about to get crazy on the other dude.
But I don't think he did. I mean, crazy is not a word that I would use.
He didn't even know who it was, though.
No,
she didn't tell him. And so he goes in there, and I'm like, who was Josh even? And like, he went in there, and I think Josh was like, I think that Josh was nice about it. He was like, are you talking about me? I think you were talking about me. And he was like, I didn't mean it. Like, I don't know what he said, but like, I felt like he played it good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that Josh like got crazy by any means, but like, I do think that his reaction was a little bit abrasive.
Oh, yeah. I got another note about Josh.
Okay,
because at first I was like, it was Josh. Who is Josh even? And then I was like, oh, shoot. I found out who Josh is. Josh has weird cauliflower-like ears. Like, he looks like the little... And he looks like the little boy in the Disney movies. I wish I had a picture. I forgot what Disney movies they are. He looks like this little boy from the Disney movies that we used to watch back in the day. And I cannot remember the actor's name. He looks just like him as an adult. It might
cartoon
be
movie? No. Disney movie?
No, not a cartoon. It's like a... And maybe it wasn't Disney, but like one of the like kids movies that we would watch. I don't know. I tried looking him up. I tried all kinds of things and I couldn't figure out who it was. It was it was, anyways. But yeah, he looks like the little boy.
No, I'm not a fan of him. I think he's kind of douchey.
So, who, Josh?
Yeah.
I didn't really see him much.
I say that based on the preview for the upcoming episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Josh is back? That's not good. Did I see that?
Yes.
Oh, no. That's not good. Marshall, what are we going to do, man? Marshall, we're going to kick him. Kick his, you know what? Okay. So, how do you feel about, like, I know that you tried out for this show.
Okay, that is a very aggressive thing to say because
you applied for it.
I did. Not tried out.
Okay.
I got
you applied,
no callback. Okay?
She applied for it, but it was like the day before she met Brandon.
It really was.
And then she was like, I'm Brandon. And I was like, well, it's probably because you did that application and like they were like, the universe was helping you out there. So you didn't have to. But could you could do this. I have a hard time competing with other girls for guys. And I don't want it. I will shut down if a guy is like, I like another girl. I will just be like, well, he likes her. I'm not going to try to get in the way of that. But like some guys want you to like fight for them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, And I hate it. And it makes me feel terrible. And I am not, but like some of these girls are like, oh no, I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to do that. Did you like this and that? And I think it was Bliss whoever broke up with Bliss, they were like, well, was it Bliss? They were like, did you fight for him? And she was like, well, I don't feel like I had to. Like, I felt like I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I love Bliss. Oh, she was so good.
I liked her too. She was thoughtful. She made him cupcakes for his birthday. Mm-hmm. And Irina's dumbass had the balls to be like, you can tell me no if you want, but do you think I can have one of your candles? No.
Yeah, you can take it and shove it up your you-know-what.
Yeah, because you don't care about anybody but your damn self. You forgot your man's birthday, and now you feel like a dick.
Yeah, poor guy. Why did he pick her?
Ew, I don't know.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
That's
I feel
gotta
so
be
bad for him.
And obviously, we don't know what happens like in the future or whatever. But at the end of the very last episode of this first part that was released, Zach is meeting with Bliss, and so excited to see like where that goes. And he very blatantly said, "You and I both know I made the wrong choice."
Well, you know, I really appreciated. I think he was talking to Paul at one point, and Paul was like, "Do you think that you'll talk to Bliss or whatever?" And he was like, "You know what? Bliss like doesn't, you know, she deserves to be chosen first."
Right.
And so, and I, you know, that's really respectful for him to
I
understand
agree.
that he shouldn't be able to get a chance with her.
Right.
Because
I agree.
he chose wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe she will let him, and I don't know. I think that
I'm curious to see how that plays out. And the reason why I say that is because if she does give him a second chance, do they get to do the
I hope
last
so.
part of this
That would be so
and
cool.
live together for the 3 weeks and then go through the marriage thing? Because we've not seen that happen before. I think
that would be really cool.
we have seen, you know, couples either not get married and break up and
Right.
you know, partner with somebody else from their cast and that sort of thing, but it's not captured on TV. It's something that you find out in like an after the altar, you know, episode or two or whatever. But I am very
Because
curious
it's kind of
to
early
see what
now,
happens. Yeah, it's very early. I mean, all they missed out on was a week, you know, on vacation or whatever.
Yeah. Which that sucks because that Bliss had to miss that.
I
That
know.
sucks. They should send her on a vacation just to make up for it.
I do kind of wonder if they send all the other folks who, because you know, sometimes there are more than what the TV shows of people who match. And I wonder if those people still get to go or not, because you know, when they're filming this, they hone in on a specific group of couples that have matched.
Wait, so they don't do everybody that has matched?
No. I remember that being said after season 1 that there were other people that had matched.
Well, that would be cool to go there and not have to be like blasted on all over the TV and
Yeah.
just get your match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Right. I
So
mean,
so that's weird because like wouldn't they want I wonder if those people made it. You know?
well, I mean, I'm sure that, you know, we could do some research and find out, but I do know that other people, you know, accepted proposals and things like that outside of who was filmed for season 1 at least.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, but could you do that like competing for like with other girls with like I'm not good at that.
We've
Like and if
definitely
we were
literally
living in the
done
same
it.
place,
And it was not fun, and it almost like ruined a like very new friendship that I had at the time, and it was not fun, and I don't recommend.
yeah, no, and like living in the same area and you don't even know these girls and you're trying to get to know them because you don't want to be like not have any friends on the show, but then as soon as that person like falls in love with the same dude that you're falling in love with,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
That sucks. I don't know.
There was a lot of like, I can't even look in her direction type stuff. And even the
Yeah.
dudes, and it's like, you need to walk in there with the expectation that that other people are going to be vying for your man or for your girl or whatever. And it doesn't make them a bad person. It just might mean that their connection, you know, with that other person is stronger, and they need to let that live. Like the pettiness of choosing the same people and having feelings for the same people comes with the territory. Period.
Yeah, but I don't think I could do it. It would be very difficult. Very, very difficult for me. Also WTF, Paul and his proposal. Okay. He gets dressed up, or what he thinks is dressed up. Look, I noticed these little things. His shirt was wrinkled AF. Like, it was so wrinkled. And his pants were weird, too. And the dudes were like, whoa, what kind of pants are those? They're like, do you remember that?
Was
He
that
had some,
Paul,
like, weird,
or was
like...
it Zach?
No, not Paul. It was Zach.
Okay.
No, I said Paul. No, it was Paul. Paul's the one that has the curly hair.
Yeah.
Paul. It was Paul.
Was
For
it?
sure,
Are
yeah.
you talking about the navy blue pants?
Yes.
That have like
The weird
buttons
like
on the
buttons
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't pleated. I was like, are
Yeah.
they pleated? What are they? But his shirt was super wrinkled. I'm like,
even pay
and I don't know if it was one of those shirts that like you iron it and then immediately afterwards it gets wrinkled, or if he just had a shirt and he didn't iron it. I was
Listen,
like, okay, dude.
I don't have to ever worry about that because Brandon, bless his heart, has to iron a shirt every freaking day for work. So when it comes to like social outings, like on the weekends or whatever, he's still gonna iron a shirt and he doesn't give a shit. And he can iron my clothes because I've never had an iron until I dated him.
So I don't have an iron anymore, but I used to have an iron. I used to iron everything. I have a steamer now, and my steamer sucks.
My steamer sucks too.
I try to buy clothes that you don't have to iron.
Hell yeah. I sent back those damn linen shorts because who wants dry clean only? That's bullshit. And you gotta iron linen too.
Yeah, and then as soon as you iron the linen, it doesn't matter what you do. You put it on, it's like, boom, it's wrinkled.
Yes.
That must have been a linen shirt Paul was wearing.
I bet it was.
Yeah, with those weird pants. Yeah. Paul, you're cute, but those pants were weird. Oh my God. Oh, and then I thought Micah was going to turn down Paul. I forgot what she said, but I wrote down a note that.
I agree. Her answer was long and drawn out.
Yeah.
And for about the 17th
it was like
time,
slow
she
burn.
said slow burn, yes.
And I'm like, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, I was going to start playing that song Slow Burn by, who sings that? I don't remember. One of the country. She's like,
oh, I don't know.
It's a.
All I can think about is like.
I love that girl. I forgot her name.
No. I just keep thinking about Burn One Down.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay, yeah. And I did say this already, but I thought it was weird that.
Who's that? Ben Harper?
First.
Or Jack Johnson? Help me. It's killing
Jack
my brain.
Johnson.
Is it?
No.
No.
It's gonna burn one down. Oh, I don't know the rest of the words.
All right, you keep going.
One down.
I'll come back to this.
Okay, so they two girls had orange dresses on. Like Micah, what did I say? I put in, okay. I don't know what this meant. Micah looks like a gray boy from the 80s. Is he a nerd? This is not Mike. I didn't mean to put Micah. Maybe I meant to say Paul. Oh, a frat boy. Paul looks like a frat boy from the 80s. Is he a nerd or is he like a granola surfer dude? He's so weird to me. That's what I said about him. Well, we already talked about that. So,
ADD, it's Ben Harper.
It's Ben Harper. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so Jackie, Jacquelina.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you noticed this, but she has a Fran Drescher laugh. She's like, I can't do it. It's like this, like.
I did notice that her laugh was funny.
I was like, am I watching The Nanny? What is happening here? She's cute, but she got that, and she kind of looks like her. Like, she looks like a tan version of Fran Drescher. She got the same
like
hair.
A Latino version.
Is she Latino? I don't know. She still has the same hair. It was so funny. I was like, whoa. And I had to like rewind it and listen to it again. I was like, hold on a second.
You pay attention to all the details.
I know. I
do
love
not.
I did. I wrote down that I cried. I forgot that I cried when
OMG.
When Paul broke up. Who was it that broke up with Bliss? Paul? No. Zach. When Zach broke up with Bliss, I cried. I felt because I liked her so much.
I know. I like her too.
Okay, so if you went on the show, how would you feel if you were like the second?
Wait, we're not done talking about couples yet.
I'm still going.
Okay,
we have all these. Yeah.
Okay, because I have one thing that I've got to get off my chest when we get to them.
Well, do it now. Do it now. Tell me now.
Kwame and Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay, you can do that. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Her and her blanket.
Oh my God, I already have that on here. It's so weird.
Leanne and I were talking about that today.
I said, my note is blonde skinny girl with Kwame has a baby blanket named Baba, WTF. And it is like disgusting.
It is ratted, tatted, and whatever. And
but
Leanne
I have
and I
seen
were talking
nastier
about that,
ones before.
And she was like, if some man came into my room like when we first met and we were gonna have like our first sleepover and brought a blanket that had a name.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Absolutely
for a dude,
freaking
probably,
not.
But
what?
It's a little different for a dude, probably.
Either way, I wouldn't do it either. And I still have my baby blankets, but they
do you sleep with it?
No, they're safely secured in a trunk in my guest bedroom.
I know some friends who have friends. So friends of friends who still have baby blankets and like do weird stuff with them. Like we'll talk later. But
okay.
Yes.
My eyes got real big because I don't know where this is gonna go. But y'all are not gonna find out, I guess.
And it's one thing for her. Like, did they do that? Did they like give that to her to make the show funny?
No.
Or did she like? You should have not brought that blanket because now the entire world knows you have it still. And how old is she? She's like the oldest
30,
one.
No, well, you corrected me on
31?
that. She's 31. Because I wrote in my note, she's 36 and has a baby blanket that she still sleeps with. But she's not. She's 31. Doesn't matter. 5 years doesn't matter. You're 31 years old. Keep your baby blanket, put it in a shadow box, put it in something like you preserve a wedding dress. I don't care what you put it in, but quit bringing, that is why you're not married, ma'am, if you're bringing this baby blanket with you in the bed with gentlemen.
Oh my God. That's not why she's not married. There are plenty, listen, I know plenty of girls that have their baby blanket and some weird other stuff, and they're married, okay? Look, that girl, Chelsea, I like Chelsea.
I like Chelsea too, but the baby blanket is too much for me.
Yeah, that was an odd one. Yeah. So, okay. So if you went on the show, I'm not getting away from, I'm just going through my notes and stuff.
Go ahead.
If you went on the show, how would you feel? And this was supposed to be about bliss and stuff. Mm-hmm. How would you feel to be the second pick? Like, and then be living in the same quarters, like as the first pick. So like, say you were picked second, like, so Kwame went to Chelsea and picked her, but he had already picked what's her name, and she turned him down. Mm-hmm. And then, so she's second pick. So she's like, how would you feel?
I mean, I think if I liked that person enough that, and I didn't feel like super wronged by how it went down. Like if I were, I think Kwame has a little bit more of a right to feel like wronged by Micah than Chelsea does, because I don't think that he strung at either of them along. Like, I think he was equally getting to know them, and, you know, I'm
not saying like being mad at somebody, but how would you feel? Like, wouldn't you feel
I
like...
don't think it would be a great feeling, but I think it would matter how it, I guess, played out on if it was a TV situation, like, it would matter how it played out on TV. Like, if he was like dogging me behind my back and, you know, then only chose me because he got turned down by his number one, I would have a problem with that.
Well, I don't think, yeah, but just being, not dogging you,
it doesn't
just
feel
being
great.
Second best, yeah, that would suck.
It doesn't feel great at all.
And then how does it feel, like, if you know, it sucks because if they're all in the same, like, living quarters, and if you get picked first, or not picked first, if you get picked over somebody, and the other person is upset, and you come in and they're like, oh, I got proposed to, like, I would feel like I can't celebrate because that other person is, like, sad.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Well, I guess in a situation like this, it sucks altogether to, you know, be the one who didn't get proposed to or whatever. But these girls don't know each other that well. They've only been together for a week, 10 days, whatever it is. They don't know each other. I think
how long that they only stay there for 10 days?
Yeah. And I don't think that it's inappropriate to feel excited and celebrate. And I think that there's probably like a cap that you can put on it. And then when you get out of the pods and you get to tell your family and friends what's going on or whatever, I think that's when, you know, you can really celebrate, you know, for real. But there's nothing wrong with celebrating in front of somebody, you know, just because they didn't get picked doesn't mean that you should tone yourself down. You got picked.
Right.
That's what you're there for.
Right. All right. So in the reveal, I noticed, it seems to me that, like, you know, in the beginning, like right before they do the revealing, is that what they're called? The reveal? Uh-huh. Yeah. They'll have them talking. They'll be like, oh, I'm so nervous, or I'm this, or I'm that, or they'll be like, you know, we talked about our lives. I love this person, and, you know, they don't know what I look like, and things like that. Basically talking about how it makes them feel that the other person hasn't seen them yet. And in most of them, I believe, like, to me, it was the guys were really confident, and the girls were like, I don't know, he's never seen me before, I hope I'm his type, and this and that. Like, the guys were such more.
I think that's
like,
ingrained into our brains as women.
So bad.
Yeah.
Like, what? And it's like so, like, it's
that's
just right
why you
there,
have these
out.
male trolls running around here with like all this confidence and big dick energy, because that's what they've been told to be their entire lives. Is these confident, you know, I can do whatever I want or whatever I put my mind to type situation. And we have always been taught to tone it down, you know, dress, you know, not scantily clad, and, you know, be skinny and all those things. So,
and be pretty, and like, you should be attracted, like, you want somebody to be attracted to you.
Yes.
And like, guys are always going to be attracted, like, to me, I feel like guys aren't told like you have to be attractive to get married or to have a girlfriend. We are essentially.
Yes.
Like you're not going to get somebody if you don't do these certain things and whatever.
Completely agree.
And you don't look a certain way.
Absolutely.
But the guys are just like chilling, like, oh, I mean, she's never seen me, but like, no, or they'll say something like one of them said, or I think this was season 2 when I went back. He was like, I mean, like, if she has no teeth, then like, or she has teeth missing, then I'll probably like, I mean, like, wouldn't you? Like, everybody would do that. Like, everybody would like turn around and run. And I'm like, why? The guys over here, he's like super confident in what he looks like. The girls over here, like, oh my God, I don't know. And he's just like saying, like, if she's not cute, then it sucks. And the girl's like, I don't care what he looks like.
Yeah.
Except for Irina.
Well,
screw you.
Well, I mean, I think that we also think more with our hearts than we do with our heads.
I don't. But
No.
maybe more than a boy.
You're going to put a freaking spreadsheet together, the next person you date, and
Truth. I'll be like,
pros, cons, 100 lines long.
I do that sometimes, yeah. But look, yeah.
I mean, I'm not dogging you for that. I think it definitely helps anybody, work some things out when it comes down to like decision making or whatever. But I don't know. I do think that for the most part, women think with their hearts more than their heads.
So, okay, so let's get back to, okay, so I'm still in these reveals. So like, here's my next thing is I'm talking about when Zach saw Irina. When Zach and Irina first like did their reveal, it was weird. Like I was like, either she doesn't like him or he doesn't like her. I was like, I think she didn't like the way he looked, but she didn't say anything. And she said he looked like a cartoon character. That was so rude. And then he was like, I don't know. I think she said it as a compliment. I was like, no, man, she did not. No.
You took way more detailed notes than I did, but I did watch all the episodes. But no, that was very awkward. I just think she's immature. That's all that I can boil it down to, because he does not look like a cartoon character.
No, he doesn't. He's attractive.
He's attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's not an ugly dude. He's
No.
a little weird, but like...
I
she
felt like the
needs to
only reason he
slow
was
her
weird is
roll.
because she was making it weird.
And I wonder if that's a defense mechanism for her also. Like,
Yeah, like the same stuff.
projecting
Yes.
things onto him about, his appearance and whatever, when she is, I mean,
Feeling
she openly
uncomfortable.
said, I'm, not very confident. I had acne when I was younger. You can tell that she has acne scars on her face.
Right.
And as someone who is 35 years old and has adult acne, it is a pain in the ass and it is embarrassing and I hate it. And I'm thankful that mine is not, what hers was or whatever, but I'm sure that she is projecting her bullshit onto him, which is not fair, but I mean, he handled it very well.
Yes, he did. I think so. And I honestly, I mean, I kind of like him. I feel bad for him. I really think that he might be just being weird because of whatever. So which couple do you want to go to next? So we've kind of talked a lot about Zach and Irina because of the obvious, but
I mean, I'll talk about Micah and Paul for a second, because I think that she went with maybe what she felt was a more safe choice, but I think that she is uninterested now. I think that he's not going to be exciting enough for her. And I think that she just has this like sort of pit in her stomach of regret for not going with Kwame.
yeah, I mean,
She just keeps poking the bear as far as like conversation goes with Kwame, and it's so inappropriate and disrespectful.
Well, so did Irina did that with Paul. Oh, Paul?
Yeah.
With Paul. So, how do you think, okay, so I know Irina has been like trying to get with Paul. She's like, I like Paul. You're so attractive, blah, blah, blah. You're my type, blah, blah, whatever. So now she's going home. They're broken up. But like Paul, how do you think do you think that he might like Irina?
I don't remember him ever saying much about her. And maybe I just missed that and chose not to like keep that.
Wasn't Irina, was Paul, who did Paul pick?
Amber.
Oh, it was Amber. That's right. I don't know why I keep thinking Irina.
The flight attendant.
Okay, so now Irina, yeah.
So for me, that in part of the upcoming episodes, it shows Irina and Micah having a conversation where Irina says, that there was what'd she say, a romantic connection with him or something in the pods.
Yes.
Something along those lines. I don't know if it was chemistry. I think it was a romantic connection, whatever. And Micah is like clearly blown away by that information. And I don't know where that conversation is going to go. But Irina needs to go home.
She needs to. I thought she was going home. Like, why is she?
Exactly.
That's weird. She needs to. Yeah, they're probably gonna leave her on there because she's causing drama. Yeah. So what about all right, Kwame and Chelsea? We've already kind of talked about them.
Yeah.
But like, do you think they're gonna stay together?
I think that Kwame is not going to want to settle down. And I think it potentially could be one of those situations where Chelsea figures that out and she ends up saying no at the altar, even if he says yes, because she doesn't trust that he really does want to settle down.
Well, I think that he wants to settle down, but I don't think he wants to settle down with Chelsea. I think he wants to settle down with Micah or someone that looks like Micah.
They're both blonde. I'm confused. Blonde white girls.
I don't feel like Chelsea and Micah look anything alike. I know that they're blonde, but like I feel like they're completely different in my opinion.
What does Micah do? What's it say?
She's a marketing manager.
Okay.
And Chelsea is a pediatric speech language pathologist.
I think that Micah probably has a little bit more pizzazz than Chelsea has, but I think that Chelsea's the more stable choice.
Of course, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what about Marshall and Tiffany?
No.
You don't think they're going to... Not Tiffany, Jacquelina. My bad. You don't think Marshall and
I don't know. We'll see. I think Josh comes back into the picture, and I'm excited to see how that plays out. Not excited.
I think they're going to stay together.
I do want them to last. Like, I hope that they have an opportunity to kind of go through some of the hard things early and make it work.
Do you think that Bliss is going to say yes to Zach?
I think there's potential there. I don't think that she would have showed up unless she's
but you said that they made them have a conversation, so they
I meant they made Brett and Tiffany have a conversation after she fell asleep.
Well, maybe they're making her have a conversation.
I mean, I don't know. I think she showed up for one of two reasons. She showed up to cuss him out and, read him for filth, or she showed up because she does want to give it a chance.
I hope so. I like Bliss. She's my favorite.
I like her too.
I feel bad for Zach.
She's kind and thoughtful and level-headed, and I love that about her.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love this show, y'all. It makes my day, and I'm really kind of upset that I feel like I was wrong and that these people are here just to be on TV. It pisses me off. Y'all are ruining the fucking show by doing that shit. Stop it.
Yeah.
Generally,
Emily, but like nobody would really
apply. Put an application in.
Why? Because I don't really want. I mean,
but
maybe
you are a genuine person, and I don't think that you're not gonna go want to be on the damn TV.
I feel like, but okay, so this is so sad that I feel this way. But if I did do it, well, I'd have to live in the city probably that they do it in, and they're probably never going to come to Birmingham. But if they did come and I applied for it, like I feel like I would be the one person. I would be like the Zach where the guy would like fall in love with me because I'm so cool, and then he would like see me and be like Irina, and be like, I can't touch you because you're not attractive.
Well, that's
how I feel. That's how I feel about myself. See? I don't know why.
Stop.
Why do I feel that way?
Stop that. No negative self-talk allowed.
Well, it's not negative. It's just me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying that. Just how I feel. I'm not trying to be negative. That's just how like I feel when it comes to like getting in a relationship.
Get that thought out of your head.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Get it gone. We'll do a ceremony, a ritual. Get that thought out of your head.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if they come to Birmingham, will you help me Will you help me apply?
100%. Okay. You have to record a video of yourself.
Oh my God. What am I going to wear? Black?
Yeah.
Everybody, look, I've watched the show and I've been watching it and I've been looking at all their outfits and I'm like, they look so cute and all these like bright colored things and they all wear like tank tops and stuff. If I was on there, I'd be wearing like a long sleeve black shirt and like, or a black dress and like, something covering my sleeves all the days but that's not what they're looking for. Covering my sleeves. Yeah. Covering my arms with sleeves. And that's just how I'm comfortable. They wouldn't pick me. I'd be like wearing like what the dudes have on, like a suit and tie. Yeah.
We'll work on the wardrobe before we do the application video.
Yeah, the wardrobe, but that's the whole thing. And then you have to bring your wardrobe with you, like, because you can't go anywhere and you have to be on TV the whole time. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to have to make sure that none of my, like,
yoga pants have a hole
yes,
in them.
that's what I was going to say. All of my yoga pants have holes in them because, like, I sat on a chair outside or something and they, like, and then, like, sat on the same stupid chair again and got a hole in it. And they're, like, $100 yoga pants. I'm not throwing them away.
Oh my God.
All right. So check us out on Instagram and
like, rate, review, subscribe, and get on Instagram, Thick AF Podcast. Send us an email if you have any feedback for us in our explicit podcast.
Help us get 1,000 followers.
Yes, all the followers on the Instagram. Email address is thickafpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have to go.
I don't know why it's so good.
Oh my God.